Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we got a topic that's going to get a lot of hate from those of you that are probably clicking onto this vid, but I want y'all to really approach this video with an open mind. For those of you who really like Make It Take It 2v2, just hear me out. But anyway, the title of the vid is obviously Does Make It Take It Ruin 2v2 in NBA 2K20? The reason I ask this is because boom, this right here, this lineup that you are going to see every single time you load on a 2v2 most likely, where it's constant ISO from a two-way slash play, playing along with a rebounding wing. Also, this J-Cut dude, he got banned and he's on like a new account, that's why he's an All-Star 3, just so we're clear on that. I'm not like, you know, out here actually playing an All-Star 3 and putting a video of it, but anyway, you see we got the offensive threat and the finisher. I'm here to talk about how alternating possessions on 2v2 could really provide a new spark and new life to this game. I understand we've seen it in 2K17, everybody hated it. I got some bullet points right here that I'm here to talk to y'all about, and we got two gameplays that I'm going to show. They're against the same opponents. Also, shout out to Domo, he's a real cool dude. This is no hate in this video at all. We're gonna post two games right here, and like I said, y'all just gonna see what's going on with this. But anyway, most of you guys know by now that the true meta of 2K20 is either running two locks or two bigs, one of the two, where you're gonna see like these guys have right here, where they got a play lock and a rebounding wing. This is like the most common lineup, I'd say, but I don't think it's the best. I think the best and most unstoppable is to run just two bigs, where you have a glass cleaner and a post scorer, and you just spam contested post fades or post hooks and have one dude camping paint in case it misses. It still provides good defense. You could go with like a lockdown instead of a glass cleaner or something like that too, and he can still camp paint. But I'm here to really talk about what Make It Take It creates. And it creates this toxic, no skill lineup environment where it's just constant abusing slashing ability and stuff like that. Now, you may be sitting here talking about, LakerFan, you have a slasher yourself. What's up with that? First thing off, I don't constantly just hop dunk every single like game, and y'all see like by what we do here, I like to run a lot of the pick and roll set because that's what I truly am. I know a lot of people are maybe new to the channel this year. I've literally doubled my sub count in like 6 months, but I want y'all to really understand, I've never been a slasher. I've been a big man every single year and like a true pick and roll big, and I want you to understand I really miss the days of that where that was like true meta, where you could run one guard, one big, and that was truly the way to run 2K. Now, that one big sometimes was a pure stretch back in 17, and I understand, like, you know, all the like toxic like dexing and stuff with like off the inbound to like, you know, get your dude stuck on the inbounder and get 3-pointers up. That's the reason that this like, you know, alternating possessions thing died out so early in 2K17. Now, what I think they should do on top of that too is have two different courts, one for Make It Take It, one for alternating possessions. Because here's my thing, y'all, for real, like, it's honestly disgusting what some of these people do as far as the lineup goes. Like, I'm talking, the best way I could win is probably to play with a playmaking defender, him just throw me flashy passes, and me just hop dunk or contact dunk literally every single play and just do stuff like that. Now this right here, it takes a little bit of reading, takes a little bit of IQ at least, and you know, it at least requires something. But like I said, the best way for me to win, if I was looking at it from a non-biased like diplomatic standpoint, is literally for me to just sit on the wing, have my teammate flashy pass me, boom, build my takeover up, and just abuse slasher takeover all game. Now, I'm gonna get into some bullet points that I have here as far as like what my reasons are for thinking that this Make It Take It and like, you know, alternating possessions, like kind of the pros and cons of each. So again, we've already talked about how, you know, it creates lineups like two bigs to be able to cut, like, you know, never change from being the meta as long as it remains Make It Take It, just because of how efficient 2-point shots will always be. And then on top of that, like I said, double locks are only efficient because of like, you know, A, how bad outside point guards are this year. That's one of the things as well. But B, because of how OP slashing is. Not slashers, but slashing. I want y'all to really understand that. Like, you see these two-way slash plays who have not even, like, it's not even any blue in their pie chart, and they still get contact dunks, they still hop dunk every single guard they come across, and they're just a matchup nightmare. Now on top of that, alternating possessions would still allow for players like that to play the same way they do. It's just you can't do it every single possession in a row. Like for instance, the post scorers, they can still play their same way, but at the end of the day, if the opposing team is better at putting 3-pointers up or runs a better offense than them, they can still lose. Now the problem with Make It Take It is that, like I said, the double bigs, boom, they have no problem, no contest. It's so hard to beat them because you have to run such an efficient offense, whereas they can run efficient offense because it takes literally nothing at all. Now right here again, boom, slasher bailout. That's the thing. I think you should still be able to do that and still be like, the gameplay shouldn't change very much. Now, I mean, don't be wrong, you should still not be able to make contested post hooks and post fades and all that stuff and like, you know, be able to hop dunk through everybody, even if you're not a slasher on top of that too. Now, I really want to get my point across on this one, so I'm gonna do my best to explain it. Say you absolutely hate the hop dunks or constant like post hook and post fade spamming with the double bigs. Here's the thing. They will still get their 2-point buckets, yes, don't be wrong. But you as a guard, if you're watching this, or you as somebody who, you know, does something skilled like what we're doing right here with the pick and roll game, where it at least takes it takes good communication, it takes good execution from your point guard, good dribbling, good shooting, all that stuff. And it's real, I'm gonna just put it like that. Like say you absolutely hate that right there, the constant like reverse dunks, hop dunks, post hooks, whatever it may be. If it's alternating possessions, they can still do that. Like, I'm not saying that slashers have to be completely trash or slashing has to be completely trash, but they can still do that and you still have a chance to win. Now, also, shout out to Domo on this. This dude is a tough guard right here, how he works that mid-range. But, again, like, say you're an absolute hater of that playstyle where you just feel like you can't even compete with it because why is that? Maybe because you keep on getting hop dunk, you keep on getting post hook. It's consistent, like efficient 2-point shots, and those will always rule 2K as long as make it take it is a thing. Like that right there is always gonna rule 2K as long as make it take it is a thing. But I want you to understand too, on top of that, if with make it take it being a thing too, Takeover becomes so much more OP and so much more of a crutch where you can just literally, I mean, think about if it were alternating possessions and Takeover was a thing, right? So you get your sharp Takeover, you get your slash Takeover, and you cannot just literally spend the next minute, I would say, I think it's minute of gameplay just constantly, you know, abusing that Takeover. You get condensed down to literally half of that, maybe 2/3 of it if you're lucky, as far as like the possessions go and like the time spent. And the other team could low-key like have a little bit of strategy in it too, where they milk the clock because they're trying to, you know, condense your Takeover. But then that may come back to bite them, where, you know, they wasted a whole possession, boom, like scoreboard is, you know, affected. Just understand what I'm saying. Now this is a big point of the video right here. If you made it to this point, I'm gonna give you 2 options in the comments that I want you to put just for some feedback. You can either put A or B. If you put A, that means you think AK should just be a taller build with better interior defense so he doesn't have to deal with problems like this. Or you're going to put B, speaking on you think it should be alternating possessions so that AK does still have to deal with this and gets dominated in the paint like that, but at least we would get the ball back so we could like match their score. Because this is what I'm trying to say, and again, don't think I'm just like making excuses for AK to, you know, get away with the build with no interior defense. That's not the case. I don't want him to be able to defend that shot right there. There's no reason he should be able to. He literally has 30 interior defense and he's 6'2". Like that should go in every single time. It's like literally say a slasher is, you know, cutting in real life. You got, I understand it's a rebounding wing, so I shouldn't draw the Blake Griffin comparison, but say my dude slashed on Steph Curry. Blake Griffin is driving on Steph Curry and Blake Griffin is dunking on Steph Curry in the paint. Steph is never going to stop him. I mean, literally 0 times out of 0, he is going to stop him. Or I said 0 times out of 0. 0 times out of 100, 0 times out of 1,000, whatever you want to call it. Maybe 1 time out of 1,000 because he'll get lucky. But anyway, you get the deal. You guys get what I'm saying. I want you to drop the comment either A, he should have to deal with that and just live with it. That's part of like, you know, the whole slasher meta of 2K20 now. Or if you think that alternating possessions would be a better alternate reality of that as well. So anyway, this is the end of the game 1 right here. You're going to see, we're going to keep on working this pick and roll. Again, one thing I should probably be doing is using that flashy passer more in this game. We honestly like thought about it after it was all over. And honestly, I should have been targeting this J-Cut dude because he is a smaller like lockdown build and I could probably deal with him a lot better. Right here, he hedges out pretty far. Honestly, not the best idea because it was game point. So like, yeah, you would have gave AK a wide open mid-range probably, but at the end of the day, like the last thing you want to do is give up a wide open dunk or layup right there. So anyway, again, you see AK shoots 3 for 8, we still win. So yeah, I'm complaining a whole lot for the fact of like, yeah, we have an outside point guard who didn't even shoot that well and we still won. But I mean, there was a lot of impressive stuff that I was doing in this game as far as the rebounding and like driving and stuff goes. But anyway, we're going to transition to game number 2 now. I'm going to try to commentate this one a little bit more. I still have a couple bullet points that I do want to talk about, and I understand this is going to be a longer video. If you made it to this exact point, put in the comments Laker to show your support that you made it all the way to this point of the video. But again, we're going to show game 2. This was a loss that we had, so if you wanted to see kind of the point that I'm making as far as like, you're going to see I was locking this dude down pretty good, and then boom, they kept on hitting us with that cut from the corner with that rebounding wing. And again, I understand like, he should have to deal with that. It's a problem. I'm not gonna keep on repeating what I've been saying, but again, it is tough that that's like part of the game right here. And if you saw, I just feel like a good little theory that we could throw out there, and I'm gonna skip these intros. Y'all already know what we're playing with and playing against, but anyway. As far as like, say, for some variety, I just feel like it'd be cool if there was a make it take it 2v2 court and an alternating possessions 2v2 court, and then maybe if there was even like a make it take it half court threes or something like that. Like, you guys know that's like been a thing in the past with 2K, where, you know, we've had like certain events like that. Although it has been like a never really have to check the ball out as long as you know, like a rebound happens or something like that. It's like a really weird thing. The arrows get all messed up. It's a whack event, but y'all get what I'm saying. We've had events where, you know, it's half court 3v3 and stuff like that. I think it'd be cool to just throw some variety out there though. I mean, we got a whole lot of courts that are the exact same thing, and I think, like I said, for some variety, it maybe even stop people from ducking too, because if they're looking to play a certain game mode, then, I mean, they're just gonna like go play it. They're not really gonna, you know, do anything like that. Now you see we actually defend the lob pretty well there. Again, that is a rebounding wing. He should probably miss that every now and then. AK bumped him a little bit, but anyway. Again, I do want to talk about a couple more bullet points, and we'll kind of just speak to this as far as, you know, just a couple more things I want to talk about. But it would definitely bring more balance to the game than we've ever seen before. I'm talking, like, as far as balance goes, I'm just saying you could literally run any lineup and you would still have a pretty good chance. And that's where a lot of people are like, oh, I lose to bums if it was like, you know, alternating possessions. I just don't understand how that could possibly be something that goes through your mind. And you see, I don't know how the heck I get a good shot contest on this. I guess we just kind of confused him good enough. But I don't see how that could ever be something that goes through your mind when it comes to alternating possessions. How you could ever lose to bums because of it. I really don't get that. And, like, you know, in the years past, I think that's what's always been said. But that's when, you know, dexing and, like, you know, the off ball using the inbounder as a block, I guess, or, you know, getting in the way, where, you know, AK could just fly back and forth in this situation and like try to get 3-pointers up. That's not really a thing anymore, and I feel like that's what a lot of people didn't like about the alternating possessions, because, you know, stretch bigs would rule the game if that was the situation. Now they won't in this year's game, because they're not really all that good at moving off ball and, like, you know, doing those crazy off ball movements like that with the little glitches. But again, it's really like they fixed the inbound in that situation in that area. And what you've seen a lot of, like, you know, inbounding result from that is, you know, I'm sure y'all have been hit with that slasher inbound cheese, and I feel like I can't even do that stuff because it's like my channel, you know, I can't be doing that because y'all think I'm skilled, and like I can't be, you know, setting a bad example. So I got two more topics to talk about as far as my bullet points go, and then we'll go ahead and just commentate the rest of the game. So these two both kind of pertain to each other. So one deals with the alternating possessions, the other deals with make it take it. Obviously the perk of make it take it is that it's a lot quicker games. If you are on your A game as far as offense goes, you're going to 21-0 them. It's going to be simple, it's going to be quick, and you're going to just constantly flow through games a lot quicker. And I understand, you know, a lot of people's preference when it comes to 2v2 is if they're playing on their A game, they want to be able to play like that. But the fact of the matter is, this double lockdown stuff, it makes it so that does not happen. Nobody's getting no perfect game unless it's like some scrubs. And I understand you don't want to waste your time playing bots, quote unquote. And that's where a lot of people come to 2v2, because they'd rather do that than play threes, because you do have to alternate possessions. But one thing I will say is the alternating possessions on 2 would make for a lot more close and interesting games, rather than, you know, to be able to 21-0 somebody if you just played on your A game. If you're on your A game offensively, and even if you don't bring it on defense, neither team brings it on defense, it's still going to be an interesting close game. Whereas, like I said, just whoever's lucky enough to have ball first is going to win if offense is on point. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, aside from that, like I said, we'll just commentate the rest of the game moving forward. I gotta say, shout out to Domo again. This dude's mid-range game is tough to deal with, because you see, he gets me reeling in that sense again. Now, here's the tough part. So AK finally gets the ball back again, and you saw earlier he got plucked as soon as he got his takeover on. Boom, gets poked again. There's the good. It's just the good old playing against a legend two-way slash play, basically a pure lockdown that can speed boost, shoot the ball, and get contact dunks. You know the deal. It's the best build in the game, and then on top of that, when you're a legend, it's going to be very hard to deal with. On top of that, I'm honestly surprised we were able to pull off a W in the first place. I gotta say, obviously, if you come in here with 2 of those builds, that's when it gets even more toxic, because then I'm stuck in the corner no matter what. AK is going to have to guard on ball on one of them, and he's never going to be able to deal with like one of these builds hop dunking and stuff like that. And again, I feel like don't be wrong, I'm a very defensive-minded person. I enjoy defense a lot. You see, again, Domo kills me off the like respecting his jumper too much and like stepping up to the midi. But again, I do want to say I'm a very defensive-minded person. But, and you know, it sounds like some crybaby stuff and some whining when it comes to this, like, you know, alternating possessions, because it's like, you would think that's like, you know, the bailout to having bad defense. But I feel like the alternating possession still values defense really well. It makes you get a stop, especially, and I don't know, I guess I'm just saying you could value defense without having to literally run two lockdowns. I'm putting it like that, because make it take it, I'm gonna put it like this: the whole meta has become run 2 locks, ISO with one of them, maybe even ISO with both of them, and just ISO the weak matchup, or like I said earlier, just ISO with one play lock, and then, you know, the rebounding wing is your other guy. Now right here, our execution was not the best. I feel like kind of this is where just some dysfunction and like miscommunication happened. Also, the way AK is dribbling right here, it can't really get open against a legend two-way slash play. He's just gonna constantly be on top of that. And then I kind of get an unlucky rebound, but at the end of the day, it's whatever. Like I said, I feel like I would have been slighting myself and my channel and just y'all as well if I were to only post our win when we did lose to these guys as well. That's part of the YouTuber life, I suppose, as well. Just trust me, like, I have done that in the past. I've beat somebody, not posted the second game that we lost to them because they came around, and I don't really have to, but I just felt like, you know, it was a good display of what I'm talking about in this video, how, you know, this is a very meta lineup, and this is a like meta playstyle where it's going to be ISO from the point guard, spot up from the big man, or even, like I said, the toughest thing to deal with is when they have 2 of these dudes, maybe a bigger one like Nut DF, y'all know him, like where they have like a playmaking glass cleaner at the 2, and it's just so hard to deal with that because they have 2 builds so capable of ISOing. Boom, shot clock's running low, I'm boxing this dude again, and they just pass it down to the rebounding wing, and it's a constant, never-ending thing. I should have made this video title. I was thinking about making it why you shouldn't bring a point guard to 2v2 anymore. I just feel like there wasn't gonna be any catchy, like clicky title with that. And you know what? I'm gonna just like kind of talk for the rest of the video as if I'm just talking to my subs, because I know not a lot of new viewers are probably to this point of the video, but just understand, y'all, like a lot of this YouTube stuff, I gotta be able to word the titles right. So again, the whole like topic of this video, I did want to make like how you can't really use like non-defensive point guards on 2v2, but what kind of title is that? Y'all get what I'm saying? That's kind of just how the YouTube game works. I can't just be like, why you shouldn't run a 6'2" minimum wingspan, like no defense point guard, play sharp at the 1 in 2v2. That's like a horrible title. But anyway, y'all get the deal. I just wanted to show this game right here because again, I don't want any smoke and mirrors. I do lose games. I want y'all to see just kind of an ugly one as well, where we were playing good defense and we weren't really. And don't trust me, I did not throw my controller or anything. I was just replacing my batteries. But anyway, y'all get the deal. That's all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. If you made it to the very end of this super long video, put 99 in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through to the very end. And hey, I do appreciate y'all that made it all the way through this one. I know the commentary is a bit rambly and like stumbled in certain places. This is a very good discussion video, and a lot of times my mind just flies to different like topics and bullet points and areas. So just understand, I do apologize for that. We'll be back on some regular gameplay tomorrow. I'll have some nice 2s or 3s, whichever it may be. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, if you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. And on that, take it easy, man. Peace.